Alright, this is for the artistic categories, which, as I understand it, includes basically any of the categories that are not of a technical nature, but are not really the big ones. I'm also going to save music for a separate post, and the screenplays I count as a big award. So this will be costume design, makeup, art direction, and cinematography. Okay, first of all, makeup. And since I ended the last one with Razzie discussion, I'll go ahead and do this one with a Razzie discussion. If there's a raspberry for worst makeup, I think that can probably go to Watchmen. That was easily the weakest part in that movie. And whatever the naysayers say, Watchmen was a good movie. You'll hear it mentioned a few times, especially in this area, this post here. But the makeup was atrocious. As far as, this is another category where I don't claim to be a huge expert, but I can recognize some pretty good makeup when I see it, and my current pick for this category for the win is The Hurt Locker, because those guys went through some crap, and it showed as if it actually happened. It was very convincing. I give The Informant the next place. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'm sorry, I'm amused by Matt Damon and a silly mustache. But there were some other aspects to that where I thought the makeup was well done. District 9 had very good makeup, and oddly enough is the only category where I've currently nominated that film. Don't get me wrong, District 9 is a great movie. Oddly enough, that's the one right now where I feel like it definitely deserves a top spot. Avatar I thought was very solid, and the last one went to Los Abrazos Rotos, or Broken Embraces. I admit it's partly because I wanted to see that movie get some more nominations, but once again, the makeup was very, very well done in that one. I also give props to A Serious Man. Just narrowly missed the cut. The others that I give solid props to: Inglourious Bastards, The Lovely Bones, Precious, based on the novel Pushed by Sapphire, Jennifer's Body, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Star Trek, Invictus, Where the Wild Things Are, and Education, Julie and Julia, Zombieland, Public Enemies, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Sherlock Holmes, The Men Who Stare at Goats, 500 Days of Summer, and The Hangover. And I'll give a shout out as well to Away We Go, Up in the Air, Terminator Salvation, Funny People, The Blind Side, Das Weiss Band, Bruno, and The Invention of Lying. Next is the art direction. Oh, is it? No, I think it's costume design. No, I skipped costume design, so I'll do that one next. Best costume design, Where the Wild Things Are. No question. There's some controversy over whether the creatures, the wild things, whether how good they were. I don't know why I couldn't come up with the word for that. How good they were, whether it was more the costumes or the visual effects. It was a combination of both, but I still think the costume design in that movie was pretty darned impressive. Next up, Public Enemies. Whatever problems I have with Michael Mann as a director, and I cited Public Enemies for editing, but really it maybe should have been a little bit lower on the list than it was. He is good when it comes to detail. And Public Enemies, the detail in the costumes is top notch. It is really one of the best period piece movies I've ever seen when it comes to costuming. The other three slots I would give to Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I mean, come on, they wear fun costumes in that one. The Informant, once again, attention to period detail, making Matt Damon look un-Matt Damon-like, a bunch of things there. And Education, once again, great attention to period detail. The others I would give, well, 5-star. I give 5-star ranking to several actually. Inglorious Bastards, The Hurt Locker, The Lovely Bones, Avatar, Los Abrazos Rotos, Up in the Air, The Men Who Stare at Goats, Precious, based on the novel Pushed by Sapphire. I'm getting tired of saying that title. I'll shorten it to Precious. And District 9. Very, very good in every case. A Serious Man, Watchmen, Sherlock Holmes, Das Weiss Band, Invictus, 500 Days of Summer, Star Trek, Julie and Julia, Zombieland, Away We Go, Funny People, The Invention of Lying, Terminator Salvation, The Blind Side, Jennifer's Body, all excellent costume design. And I'll go ahead and give also a mention to I Love You Man, The Hangover, 17 Again, Bruno, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Blood the Last Vampire. Yes, it wasn't all bad. Couples Retreat, and He's Just Not That Into You. Where am I at for time? This is annoying me that I can't. Okay, 6 minutes. Okay, I may not have full time for all 4 of these, but I'll go ahead and do. The next one is going to be, I think it was Art Direction, yes. And I will go ahead and, yes, I will use the rest of the time to talk about art direction. The art direction this year was absolutely phenomenal. That is something that I can comment on as a viewer. The art direction was phenomenal. The 5 that I have chosen, Where the Wild Things Are, Public Enemies, The Lovely Bones, Up, and Avatar, were all incredible in terms of the art direction. All of them. All more than Oscar caliber. But when it comes to the others, I also give 5-star ranking to Watchmen, The Fantastic Mr. Fox, Coraline, A Serious Man, Up in the Air, Gake no e no Ponyo, The Informant, Inglorious Bastards, An Education, Das Weiss Band, District 9, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, 9, 500 Days of Summer, and Star Trek. All of them had absolutely Oscar caliber art direction. And if there's any category that definitely deserved to get pushed to 10 this year, that's probably it. But of the remaining ones, The Men Who Stare at Goats, Precious, Julie and Julia, Monsters vs. Aliens, The Hurt Locker, Sherlock Holmes, Away We Go, Terminator Salvation, Zombieland, Los Abrazos Rotos, The Blind Side, Invictus, Funny People, where was I at? Jennifer's Body, and The Hangover were all excellent. I Love You Man, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Blood the Last Vampire, Couples Retreat, Paranormal Activity, 17 Again, even G-Force and Land of the Lost all deserve mention. So actually most of the films this year that I've seen deserve mention for their art direction, which, you know, that says something for that category. It's pretty cool. I am going to go ahead and cut it here because cinematography will take me more than a minute to discuss. So I'll be back with that one, and I guess I'll go ahead and do the music categories with that.